imposters among them attempting to hijack the ship and destroy the occupants. Doesn't this sound familiar? On September...
Today I'm reviewing an anime movie I watched called Genocidal Organ, which is a movie I watched months ago and it gets pretty little praise for how recent the movie is. It was the final movie that came out in 2017 from Studio Monglobe that they worked on before finally going bankrupt. If you don't know Studio Monglobe, they're the studio that made anime such as Samurai Champloo, Ergo Proxy, Michiko, and of course Gangsta.
Watch my clips!
With the studio going under, they decided to make their final movie a wacky psychological military anime. Genocidal Organ is a movie about an operative named Clavis Shepard who's been tasked to take down a rogue terrorist named Jean-Paul. This said rogue terrorist, Jean-Paul, has been able to manipulate the war on terror and bring multiple countries into diplomatic nightmares. How he's been able to manipulate the tides of tension is after figuring out a frequency of speech that transcends language, he can activate another human's brain, calling this phenomenon the Genocidal Organ. The premise of this movie is very similar to the Despair Codes theory. It's this theory I learned about from watching Wendigoon's 9-hour conspiracy Iceberg. Yeah, I watched all of that. He's just an interesting channel. Anyway, the Despair Codes is a theory that states that there exist certain numbers and phrase patterns that you can say to cause other humans mental disorders. It's like a GTA cheat code, but instead of spawning a car, it just makes whoever hears it blows their brains out. Alright, now before you go look for the cheat code, just understand that this originated from a 4chan X board and a bunch of Redditors looking for it, so all the sources come down to, dude, just trust me. Anyway, you get the groundwork for this anime's premise, and now that you understand it, you can see why it starts off in the most peaceful region in the world. The Balkans. Okay, now it's time to compliment this anime. The animation in this movie is pretty solid. It was Monglobe's goodbye, so they popped off with a good amount of scenes throughout the movie. The dub in this anime is pretty fucking good, which is rare to say about a lot of anime.
Nobody expects the Spanish Inquisition.
So yeah, if you're tired of eating while having to look back and forth at the subtitles because you keep missing lore pieces, go ahead and watch this in dub. This movie's portrayal of war is actually pretty damn good for an anime. Instead of a drawn-out war, it accurately depicts the US just decimating anything that's brown-skinned.
America, fuck yeah! Coming again to save the motherfucking day, yeah! America, fuck yeah! Freedom is the only way, yeah!
I should mention that this movie is a little more dialogue-heavy in some parts. It's not always action-packed. Don't go in expecting like Spriggan or some shit like that. Expect more of a Jinro type of thing. The dialogue's pretty necessary to further the plot, obviously, but it's never too overbearing. Well, or at least to me, it's not overbearing. Even though I really fuck with this movie, I will admit it got some flaws. The character interactions are a bit lacking at times. It's never too bad, but it feels like it could have used more and made the characters even better, and maybe even the antagonist as well. You don't get to see enough of him. The antagonist definitely could have used more screen time so we can get a better scope of his plan and his goal. You don't really get his goal until like the last half, and even then it's kind of confusing to some people because the ending's really divisive. I want to discuss the ending because it does confuse people and would be interesting to talk about, but I'm not going to spoil it here. All I'm going to say is I found the ending actually pretty decent from what I interpreted, and it's not as bad as all the maltards are making it out to be. But if you disagree, it's fine. I mean, at least I got you to watch the movie. That's all that matters.
What the fuck was that? I'm sorry.
All in all, would I recommend Genocidal Organ? Yeah, it's still a pretty cool movie and it has a lot to offer as a film, so I would definitely recommend watching it. Anyway, thanks for checking out the channel. Be sure to like and subscribe, and also check my community tabs for any new videos and also just to interact with me.
Oh, come on, just give it a try. Alright, maybe just a little.
I am a registered sex offender. I stuck my dick into a blender. Your mom is a transgender. I am a professional nude sender. You know that I be dominating. My cock and balls are rotating. I